horror story, but then I thought that was too propagandistic. So I'm trying to talk like this because of my tooth falling off in some pecans the other day. But I kind of wanted to just talk about my teeth because they're giving me some anxiety. So basically, when I was 30 years old, my original, birth teeth or whatever, grown-up teeth were wearing down so bad that I was getting a groove in between my top and my bottom teeth. So like strawberry seeds would get stuck in the groove and it would hurt. So in a way, the lumineers solution kind of helped me not feel pain. And I had horribly stained teeth. And one way I describe it is they're like soft like chalk, which is exactly the kind of horrible teeth my dad had, which his teeth are probably way worse than mine by my age, if I recall. That he had like a front mouthpiece and he'd lost quite a few teeth. But I guess I noticed somewhere that it was kind of trendy for people to dish on the lumineers because they're kind of an odd thing, and the way I describe them is like fake fingernails. It just is an easy metaphor for me. They're just fake things that are glued on your original teeth, but what has been troubling for mine are that I don't have many molars, so that puts a lot of pressure on my front grill. So I guess I'm trying to say that I'm really positive about having lumineers, but what's odd about them is that at the time, well, I've never really had much money in my adult life, but I had witnessed some police brutality in Los Angeles, and so literally like the LAPD settlement money from the police brutality in MacArthur Park, some of that went into my dental bill, as did some of my money from catching my boss engaging in work overtime violations. So I was like, man, I'm in this weird situation of being this like whistleblower or activist who's witnessing illegal practices, and it's just going straight into what should be basically medical care to have like decent teeth. But I guess in a way I should be really grateful, because where I'd be, I might not have any teeth had they not saved them. But one thing I've been thinking about is that if they had done the teeth that were giving me trouble versus like try to make a uniformal, Hollywood type smile, would I have spent less money or would I have less upkeep? I'm not sure. So the thing that's really bothering here is this shaved down, basically it's like a stub of my original tooth that this shell was covering over, and it was taking kind of a bit of a banging. One of these, I think it's this one, is actually like a crown. So this is like extremely expensive. I think it was like $2,000-$3,000, and at the time I was just like, what, really? I gotta like plunk all my lawsuit money straight into my dentist? But I gotta love my dentist. Honestly, I wish I could be down in California. It was called St. George's Dental Clinic on Sunset Boulevard, right at, I think, La Brea. And one day the Obama motorcade drove past the dentist, and I was like, word. It was just like a bunch of SUVs. But I spent a lot of time in that chair, and I don't like the shots. I kind of react when I get injected with a bunch of lidocaine type drugs. And recently with my back molar, this is so weird to be giving a tooth vlog, but why not? My back molar that was like capped off with this steel or silver or probably some kind of gross mercury or something. The freaking dental van, which is giving me like free dental, emergency dental care, they hooked me up with that when that tooth was going sour because all my other filling was crumbling out. But that I hated the way it looked, but it kind of reduced some of the pressure that my front teeth are having. So I wish I could say I'm just completely happy with having a messed up tooth. And honestly, one way I'm trying to look at it is like the glass is half full, or it's like I kind of got like 90% of my girl, so be positive. But the fact of the matter is, Lifeboat Services kept giving all this really, really stale bread. Like, they would get the stale bread when it was old, and then they would, like, keep it staler for a few more days until it was just, like, rock hard, like, kill your teeth. I literally broke 2 teeth on food Ozark Rat gave me. So, the man is, like, obsessed with... I've never really called him on that one, but, okay, consider it called out. So, breaking your teeth on stale bread because you're poor eating bad bread. But basically, I ran into my friend who has like really nice teeth now, and I think his might be implants, and he explained all the processes by which he like had to score all this money to put all this work on his mouth. And he's just like, veneers suck. I was just like, oh, okay. So that's what I'm going through now, because the upkeep, ideally, I think whatever I had, like all this is kind of looking good on the bottom, but actually some of this is patched up at my local Portland place that costs kind of twice as much as the Los Angeles place, which confuses me. But they do it like all kind of custom crafted bonded, but they're not sure they can do a bonding when I go get this checked out soon. So they're thinking it needs to be like a lab made veneer, which I'd be totally down with, but like sitting around waiting for a dentist and all this stuff to come back and forth from labs and like check it and test it and make moldings and stuff, it's quite a lot of work. And so I think ideally you want everything to last forever, but at the same time I think it's protected me from having to wear dentures. So I don't know, maybe if somebody's had lumineers or veneers. So I didn't know what bonding was when they were trying to say, oh, here we can do this, because I also know I don't want to be traveling back and forth to Portland a bunch for like lab made stuff. And then so basically they'll just kind of like make the composite where they have this sort of like, I don't know, I think of it as like cement. They're just like creating a tooth versus having a tooth modeled and then just gluing it on. So I had the bright idea that when this one fell off, let's just glue back the old one like recycling, and it like fell off within 3 weeks. So that was a little frustrating to them because they didn't want to insure that anyway, and I'm not sure if they'll give me any like kickback for like wasting my money on that experiment. But anyway, they're so nice and they really try to make the person happy, and I actually like that they're like work with someone on a low income and try to help you. I mean, it was really scary when this all happened, because I was like, literally my teeth went down when I was like 31. They were just like going to hell fast, and if I could blame anything, I would say when I was a little kid I didn't have enough parental supervision to brush my teeth a lot or wash with like, don't drink milk before bed or don't drink sweet tea before bed, things that could have been better. And then my dentist also told me I had Dr. Halaka. I love him. He's Egyptian, but his last name means law in like Hebrew, I think. But he told me that my teeth were too overly close together, which is why I always get like painful deep to floss, like immediately floss, like because it's just going to give me a headache. But the too close togetherness sets it up for decay because all the debris gets stuck in the middle of the teeth. But I think whatever they're going to do here is going to be maybe like some different type of veneer, because they don't like the lumineer product. So this newer dentist I go to feels like the lumineers are pretty cheap, and I could actually get that fixed in LA for like something like, I think he's still offering it for $895 or something, which sounds ungodly expensive, but it's way better than $2,000, right? So when I've been telling everybody I'm going to be super broke for like months to come, I think it's okay to like invest in your smile. But I did some bad things. Like I was experimenting with bulimia. I wasn't very good at being a bulimic, but I tried. And I definitely drank a good share of alcohol, which is horrible for the teeth. Definitely loved a lot of sugar, and I did a lot of smoking, probably demineralized. But I just don't think our human bodies are meant to last forever. So it's kind of like this whole process of wear and tear on the human body is a little bit, you know, it's just what we've got. So it's kind of hard for me to accept in such a perfect world, because like I don't have any problem with the wrinkles. I'm not worried about that. I don't want to be like full of Botox or anything. But it's kind of strange to have come to have this cosmetic dentistry by accident. And I guess the whole theory was I was supposed to get like some kind of fat job where I could have a bunch of money, but like nobody even wants to spend a bunch of time in a dentist chair anyway, even if they are busy or have the money to pay for it, because it's such a drag. So like being broke and like trying to coast by and try to fix stuff like this, it's like literally like, I don't know, 3 or 4 cars I've put into like keeping this up. And I'm very lucky to have like a little bit of frugality to try to like coast by on, but student loan money's gone into it, care credit, like different credit options, and it's just like It's a kind of a nightmare, but in a way it's kind of cool, because it's kind of cool that humans are that genius to like save stuff, like save my old teeth, because a lot of people I know that have dentures, they're really uncomfortable with like irritable, the taking them out, or my friend used to like always want to puke with the taste of that dental glue that glues your teeth up under your gums. He would just be like, man, that just the flavor of it makes me want to puke. So I guess I'm okay with not having to, and I could always get punched in the face, which I had a lady friend who got punched in the face by her husband and had to have everything in her face reconstructed. And I was like, did you report it to the police? And she's like, no, we're not that kind of family. It's really sad, but nobody ever punched us in the face yet. So I've done a lot of other things, but I guess that's my lumineers story. And so basically, if you get lumineers, these have actually lasted, like, I kid you not, 15 years. Which, well, no, this I think is remade. That's luminaire. This is all fine and lasting. This is fine. I think this one got bad. This one's gotten bad. One of those got a crack, and then I got it fixed because I just don't like how the crack looked. I don't know if I should have. That was back in 2012 because it was still under warranty. This is a crown. I think that's a luminaire. I don't know what I could do to clean it all up. They always want me to wear a bridge, which would be like a partial denture. But it literally, like, I can't talk and it makes my tongue, like, so irritated. I don't know how I could ever get used to it. But it would stabilize things so everything would be I should probably figure out a way to get one made that's comfortable. But then it's like buying a shoe and then it doesn't fit. And then you're like, can I get this back? And you're like, it was $700 or something. And basically Dr. Halaka made me, or like pressured me to make a bridge, and then I could never wear it because the fit was off. But I love him, and he was a really nice guy. He's a Coptic Christian from Egypt, so he told me a lot about the human rights problems in Egypt, and he was a really sweet man. So I love my dentist back in Los Angeles. I wish I could go back to him a bunch. Maybe you could fix me up for cheap. But anyway, brush your teeth. Take care of your teeth. Go floss and use some mouthwash and wash your teeth. And don't eat a bunch of sugar.